I love that sweet, sweet song. Welcome into the Warzone Sports Network. I am your host, Tony Tucker, and we're doing trending topics. This is one of my favorite shows. If you're new, we would go over some of the trending topics, and I talk and bump my gums about it, and then Joe throws up whatever the internet has to offer, memes, pictures, whatever it is, and we just chop it up and have fun. So hop in these comments. Let us know what you're thinking there. Anything you want to talk about? Friday. It's
Says
my
Friday. It's my second favorite F word.
yes. I love that, Bill. We may need to get this thing at the bottom here off the screen.
Get it off the screen. You
They
already
where to
know what to
follow
do.
us and subscribe and support our nonsense, and we appreciate that about you. But Joe, should we cover how we're doing, how we're feeling? Do you think any of these people watching care? Do
They
you think
don't give a damn
they
about
don't
us.
care about us?
They
All right,
don't
you're right.
care. Tony Tucker, get him out of my life. Bring up some NBA talk. That's what they want. They don't
That's what
care
they're
about
here for.
Tony Tucker.
That's what they're
It's
here
always
for.
about what you could do for me, not how we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I messed that up.
no, you're right. That's how my family feels about me too. Let's talk about Chris Paul, the darling of the NBA right now. Like everybody is so infatuated and in love with Chris Paul. Like I talk to anybody and they're like, "Man, I really hope CP3 does it this year." And oh, CP3's such a hard luck and the injuries and I'd love to see him win a title and he's so even my wife. I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal, right? Chris Paul out there. I don't even know. That is definitely not his body. I don't know who photoshopped that.
I did it. That's Ron Burgundy.
Okay, yes. I was going to say,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't quite get it right away, but I love it. Kind of a big
It's not
deal.
okay. The little disclaimer, they're not going to be the greatest graphics. I did it. I'm not the best. I know I thrive for perfection here on the Warzone Sports Network, but Chris Paul, Ron Burgundy's face, he's kind of a big deal. It's a good one. It's a good one.
It is. I don't know. The
Joseph
whole,
Skirto in the house. What's going on?
you ate the whole burrito? I'm not even mad. I'm actually impressed. Chris Paul. Well, I lost my train of thought for a second, but I am back because Chris Paul is one of the chippiest, dirtiest players in the NBA. And now all of a sudden, everybody's just in love with him. Like he's just some sweetheart out there. And I'm listening and having these conversations where, like, oh, Chris Paul, what a good guy. Chris Paul, he's elbowing people, yanking on people. Like, and I get it. He's smaller, so he's got to do a few extra things to like really compete with guys that are younger and maybe more athletic or whatever it is. But this idea that he's like just some sort of like victim at this point in his career and we should all be cheering for him. And yes, I am a little bit bitter because the Suns beat the Lakers and in the fashion they did beat the Lakers. I mean, like the final three games of that series were pretty embarrassing.
Let it go. Let it go.
But
it's over. Lakers are done. They're gone.
I'm somehow supposed to believe that this guy's like a nice, friendly dude next door. Like we're supposed to be like worried about Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul's an athlete.
This is what Chris Paul's he's already thinking about the next round. He said, I already took down the Lakers, right? I'm already going to take down the Nuggets. You know what I forgot? I was going to pick up some chicken nuggets on the way home and just eat them on the show and be like, this is what the Suns are going to do. And then you know what he has in his mind, right? You know what Chris Paul has in his mind?
No, I
don't.
Clippers.
He wants the Clippers because he wants to knock them out. Look at this, Tony. You're not even looking.
Oh, you're right. I was trying to retweet the show here. He is. If he dies, he dies. YouTube just charged us because that's how accurate I am with my sound effects. They're like, that sounded a lot like the eye of the tiger. Chris Paul is not friendly. He's not nice. He's got a little bit of that old school flavor to him. And when I have to listen to people in my life tell me about how, oh, he's such a good guy, he's not. He's elbowing people in the ribs. He's playing dirty basketball. He's mucking it up. And that's fine.
Oh, he's mucking it up?
I don't want to hear like, oh, what a good guy he is, and I should feel bad for him. I'd be okay if he won. It's Chris Paul. He's one of the greatest point guards of the last 20 years to play in the NBA. He's never going to catch Isaiah Thomas in my book, but he's great. No. He's great. It's fine. But this narrative that he's like, yeah, helpless, and like
I've been reading all this stuff on him about how like his old teammates say that he's selfish and they hated playing with him, and now all these new ones are like, "Oh, I love him. He's teaching us. He's doing all this stuff." So it's a different Chris Paul. You're just mad because at one point he was going to be a Laker. The NBA screwed you guys over. Then he went on, and now he beat you guys, and he's going to go on and win a championship. You're just mad.
Well, that's a whole nother can of worms to open up. But let's just stay focused on the fact that teammates didn't like him. Everybody, when you're playing with a guy who's so intense and so
Mary Cruz, what's going on? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Mary Cruz, we appreciate you. Thank you for swinging through here. What would you like to talk about? Anything. We could talk about whatever you want. But of course, they did the same thing with Jimmy Butler or guys. They're like, oh, we don't like this guy. It's like, no, because this guy has a different level. They did it to Kobe Bryant, a different mentality for what it takes and coming just to win, coming to the arena every day. If they're sacrificing time with their family and friends, then they want the absolute best because they're already rich. So it's not like they're there just for the money. They're there for the legacy. And sometimes they're a little insane.
Not everybody could be the greatest basketball player of all time. Not everybody could be that, Tony, and have the good looks, the and everything that the personality that Michael Scott comes with. You can't ask that from every basketball player.
This is such a great show and a great scene from that movie. The late great Patrice O'Neal is in that episode. Very funny. The mask that is on Dwight is great. But if you notice, he's doing the proper chest pass, thumbs down, right? Put it out. Look at that's textbook right there. Gene Hackman from Hoosiers will be very proud of my guy Michael Scott rocking the Live Strong arm bracelet right there. That's how old the show is. It's so cool to wear Live Strong. It's great. But the other thing about, I don't know if you still have that photo too, like this is the advancements we've had in the hair industry. You look at Steve Carell in real life, he's got a nice full head of hair.
Yeah.
And that is fading like an MJ jumper in 1994. Like that is just fading way back on that hairline. But now, so there's still hope for guys out there that are prematurely balding. If you want to do something about it, you might need millions of dollars and need to be a movie star. But, at some point that trickles down to the little guy.
People that are premature balding?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. This is the Trae Young balding chance and whatever. Whatever happened to just saying like you suck or whatever, like Trae Young's balding, like they're attacking him personally. Like what if like all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, just like it seems like too personal, but maybe I'm just getting softer as I get older. I felt bad for him. Like I don't feel bad. Yes, I do not feel bad for when they chant Paul George is overrated. That's fine. You can chant overrated. It's just it's the weird sort of bald conversation stuff where they're just like trashing a guy for going bald.
You can't make money off that, like Rogaine or Just for Men. Nobody wants to call Trae Young and be like, "We'll fix this up," and everybody's gonna see you every season with the nice lock of hair.
No, I am in full agreement with you that there is some sort of marketing deal that needs to be had, because if you're Trae Young, why wouldn't you try and capitalize on this and just like become the new sponsor for Hims? Because the Madison Square Garden basically decided to troll you. Now to get back at them, you not only beat them, but now you're turning it into a lucrative business opportunity. Who's the joke on Madison Square Garden? You guys took all that he could give you, and then on top of that, he's now the new spokesman for Hims, and he's making even more millions of dollars.
Or shave that damn thing off.
Oh my
Get it out of here, Trae Young.
It looks like a Skittle. That looks Joe, did you Photoshop this one too?
No, I didn't do this one. This one doesn't look good though. Like, I don't know. That head is just a little bit too white for me.
Well, yeah, they like took that off of Adam Rank. We appreciate that and just stuffed it on top of Trae Young. But in
Yeah,
this,
it's like Jay the Plug's fake smile with Adam Rank's head and Trey Young's face.
he
So.
could become the new spokesman for Tropical Skittles based on what I'm seeing right here too. Like it's almost like Coneheads-esque, the Photoshop and the makeup that was done on that. But I don't even know how we got to the Trey Young balding conversation. But when I was listening to it, I just felt like, I don't know, it felt bad, it felt weird. The whoa, fake smiles.
Well, because I said it had Trey Young's face, had Jay's fake smile. You know how Jay does his videos, and he's like,
"Oh, yes, he does. Yeah. No, I get it too, Jay. It took me a second, but I like those fake smiles.
when I'm dealing with old people, sometimes it takes a second.
If you had to work with that idiot Carlton, you'd be upset too. Like, I don't know how Carlton isn't fired at this point. The guy's done nothing right, and spent several weeks of Carlton making mistakes on Plug's neighborhood, which you can see on Jay the Plug's Instagram. Go check that out over there. What was I gonna say about the the ball? Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would have liked to see what they were going to taunt in the next round. Like, had they gotten to play Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or whatever, because Ben Simmons is like 6'10", 240 and handsome, and Joel Embiid is a monster. Like, what are they gonna taunt those two guys about? Like, I guess you could, but like, I want to know the creativity that they would have come up with had they been able. So basically what I'm saying is, Knicks, get better so that you guys can advance and you can start more of these horrible chants. Because right now you guys are all at home just chanting to yourself, we suck, and you guys are out in the first round and a 4-1 loss. And I'm watching the Hawks play the Sixers. So, who do we got here? Oh yeah, another game that's coming on tonight. We got the Suns and the Nuggets. And we already talked about CP3. Let's talk about the Joker and the MVP and the fact that for the second consecutive year, well, it feels like third consecutive year, because we had Giannis and the MVP, and probably should have done some homework and went back, but we're going to get early exits from the MVP because the Suns are just stomping a hole in the Denver Nuggets. And I'm hoping that that is not the case tonight. If there's one NBA fan in here watching, please give me some sort of hope for this not being a sweep, because the Suns just they're wrecking the Nuggets right now. Michael Porter Jr., not the guy that people were talking about in the last series. You know, they're getting back Will Barton.
Nah, it's done.
It's a wrap. Joe said it's a wrap. It's over. I get to watch the MVP. He's going to take his trophy, go home. And it's I watch this, and there's nobody that looks sadder when they're winning to me than the Joker. Like, his face looks kind of like he's disappointed. He's almost like a Debbie Downer. Like, even when he scores, dunk, pass, whatever it is, like, he just looks bummed out. And I was hoping for more. I was hoping the Nuggets would win, but I just don't see any momentum. I don't see any chance to change this series as much as I would like it to come. Did Joe freeze on me, or did I freeze on Joe? Or is Joe doing like a good fake out? I don't know. Joe, since you went out, numbers are going up. I don't know what that says. But Joe, if you come back, get some memes going. Yes, the new people who just popped in, I am looking for hope on the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns series that is taking place this evening, because to me, this series is a wrap. I was talking to somebody on the Halftime Hoops app, and barring a monster triple-double from the Joker. Joe, welcome back. I should have done a better job of editing you out, but you just froze in such a provocative position that it was making people flock.
Yeah, people wanted to see me like.
Yeah, they wanted to see you freeze. I thought you were messing with me, like how you do Mike.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I just.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was.
Mike loves it. It never gets old.
It was a little too good. That was like because it was the real thing.
I wasn't really planned on talking about the Nuggets because I figure the Suns are just going to dominate them. They're going to, It's like me and a 20-piece chicken nugget from McDonald's. I devour it. It's done. It's over. They didn't even need the sauce. Just do them all down, right? But
Yeah, they don't even need a Shamrock Shake or anything to get through this version of the Nuggets.
basically, the Suns are looking at them like this.
Oh shit. Yes, that is what is happening. Right now they're in the mountains of Denver and they're like, "Hey, Cam Johnson, which one of you Suns? You guys want to see a dead body? You want to see a dead MVP right here? We're just about to bury the Suns in this game." What movie was that from? Was that taken from?
Isn't that is that Menace to Society? Or
Maybe it is.
one of those? I don't know. It's
I
one
don't
of
know. Oh, Boys in the Hood. Thank
Boys
you.
in the Hood.
Boys
Menace
in the
to
Hood.
Society is the knockoff of Boys to the Hood, right?
Yes, it's the parody version with Marlon.
So I'm right there. I'm drinking juice in the hood, all that stuff.
Yeah. No, I knew that I recognized the movie, and I was like, "It's a great movie. Why can't I think of it?" But yes, they are about to shovel dirt on the hopes of them. And the other thing that's there is I don't even know if Jamal Murray would be making that big of a difference. Everybody keeps going, "Oh, the Nuggets are without Jamal Murray," but they're getting beat by like 30 points. Like I don't think that's much. What is
I'm
this?
trying to.
Me and Dwayne want to come on live. Who is this?
Me and Dwayne. Oh, that's those are. I work with these guys. They want to come on live.
What up, Dwayne? Let's go.
Dwayne.
Let's get him some links and let's talk a little hoops. Talk a little trending topics with them. Joe, you ready to go? You ready to talk some Brooklyn Nets or what?
Yeah,
what
I'm ready.
Okay, so the Brooklyn Nets are absolutely. I don't have the right word. Like my vocabulary does not contain words to describe what the Brooklyn Nets are doing. Right? They look unstoppable. The Bucks look lost and terrible. And I'm out there watching Kevin Durant's, they call him the Slim Reaper. Like when this guy turns sideways on the screen, like I literally lose the profile of him. And there's nothing they can do. Like even when they try to bully him or body him or something, nothing works. He's just that good. And then after they said, "Did you think you'd be this good after the injury?" And he was just like, "Of course, of course." Like what was he supposed to say? Like if somebody, it's always funny when somebody asks you a question and you're in a large room or you're in front of other people, and do they want you to say like, "Oh no, I was unsure." Like, no, you're supposed to be confident. That's people. This is what we like this in our country. Some people call it arrogance or whatever. We like confidence in this country. If he gets to the mic and he's just like, "Well, yeah, I really thought that I could kind of be like Kristaps Porzingis or something like that," we'd be like, "Oh, it's kind of a bum." Like he thought that of himself. I want to know that KD thought that he was going to go out here and slay any of the bums that came and tried to guard him. And not that Giannis is a bum, but Giannis is getting smoked trying to hang. Like,
we want athletes with that attitude. We want you to show up knowing that you're going to take over, that you're going to do everything. Why can't I get this up? Of course, I was gonna set myself up. So now I got to come back to it. Come back. Start talking and then come back, Tony.
Okay.
Mess it all up.
Yes, no, we definitely want that. We want the same thing with whatever athlete it is. We want to know that they think we're as good as we think they are. Like we want to be on the same plane with them, having that like, "Oh, this guy is superhuman." And if they allow some sort of like some chink in the confidence, like some dent, some like bad audio of them saying like, "Yeah, I was so on my ability to come back." All of a sudden it's like, this dude doesn't even believe in himself. Why do I think that KD walks on water? I want him to have that same sort of confidence. And he answered it perfectly. He was just like, "You guys are fools. Like, I can't even believe you asked me that question." Of course. Is this is KD?
Yeah, this is you think Tom Brady just walks around with his head down? No. He's the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Yes, sir. Yes, that is exactly how Tom walks around. How all the great athletes walk around. MJ did the same thing. Like it doesn't matter. So I love to see KD doing that. Now, I would somehow like for the Bucks to maybe steal some of that confidence. Like why can't Giannis? Does Giannis owe money? Like does he charge whatever? Like the second round of the playoffs, just own him. I messed up my own joke. I don't know where I was going. I was trying to form it on the fly. But like the second round of the playoffs lives in this guy's head. John, I can't even. I'm not even going to try and do that. Who everybody watching, you can just read this.
Attempt to miss a free throw.
Free throw. Giannis ain't beating the Nets. Yeah. Again, he had one of the 10-second violations. Like, and it's not that it's 10-second violations. It's like 15-second violations. And at some point you think, bro, just in your head, just catch the ball and give it a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whatever it takes. Like he should get like a deal with Serta Sleep Mattresses with a counting sheet. And then they should just like 1, 2. And by the time you get to 8 sheep, that ball better be in the air, Giannis, because you're not only missing them, but now they're just taking the ball away from you. The reps are like, let me pull you out of your own misery so you don't have to clank another free throw. We're just going to take the ball and give it to the Nets so they can continue to give you buckets on the other end.
And they made him take that shot clock down, right? They were showing it every time he was shooting it. They would show it on the board of how long he was taking to shoot a free throw. In Brooklyn, an NBA made him take it down. Did you see that?
I didn't. No.
Well, do your research, Tony. Before you come on the show, you need to do some damn research. Now people are going to turn it away because they're going to act like Tony Tucker don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Joe, this show is based heavily on me doing no research and sounding like a fool. That's pretty much what this show is about. I didn't see that, but see, I don't have a problem with that. If KD's bodyguard is going to get to rush onto the court and start tackling PJ Tucker for getting in his face, was that you? And the thing was like, hey, why did PJ Tucker just kiss him on the mouth or whatever?
Yeah, in our group chat yesterday. Yeah.
They were so close. And sometimes I'm always like, you guys are like very sure of your dental hygiene.
I could have swore that he gave him a kiss. Like I was watching it over and I was like, he kissed him. He kissed him right there.
Just a little something, a little saying like, hey, take this home. We're going to steal this game because you guys are going to allow Bruce Brown. Like Bruce Brown just sounds like a 80s streetwise detective in a trench coat. Bruce Brown is on the case. But he shouldn't be taking shots at the end of the game when KD was on fire in the fourth quarter of that game. I wanted to see KD taking shots, and instead Bruce Brown's getting to the rack. Oh, yeah.
See, look at
that. Joe, you're not lying. That's a little bit of a... That is...
Hey, and then, okay, because I thought he went like that. I thought he got close enough and went like that. And that's when, if you watch, they started separating. Durant got mad and went back after him.
Yeah.
But more people would be talking about it besides us, right? If it really did happen.
Yes, but also they definitely would. But let's just go with the premise that he did kiss him. And that was the angriest kiss in the history of kisses. Like there's veins popping out of his neck. Like the tattoos are inflamed. Like that is the angriest kiss that we've ever seen.
Should we play some like love music right here and like and just like put the hearts around it and get it closer? I don't know. That's pretty like if I'm mad at you and I want to fight you, I'm not gonna get like that. Me and you aren't going to be mouth to mouth and be like, let's fight.
I know. I was so confused as to what the goal was at that moment. Like, was he trying to intimidate him? Because he's not going to get into his head. Like, Kevin Durant is an MVP of the league. He's an MVP of the finals. He is, when healthy, the most elite scorer in basketball. And it's not close to anybody. It's not Steph Curry. It's not Kyrie. It's not James Harden or whoever. And I just named 3 players. They're all on one team. And I'm the idiot who keeps saying the Nets are not going to win the finals. And I'm naming elite scorers and I named 3 guys on one team. but it's not any of those guys. Like maybe Joel Embiid, when he's cooking and healthy, can kind of match that because he can shoot. You got to be able to shoot free throws at a high percentage. You got to be able to knock down the three at a high percentage and just create shots whenever. Be able to catch and shoot and knock down shots. And KD is just, he's lighting fools on fire. He's just blowtorching.
If another man came up to you in the middle of a basketball game and tried to kiss you, that's not going to get in your head? That's not going to get in your head and you're going to be like, what?
No, I would have headbutted him. Like, that's the thing, too, is like, I would say this, that if KD responds with a headbutt in that situation, I think he's within his rights where he doesn't get ejected, where it's like, hey, we can do the macho thing. That's the thing, too. You guys are playing basketball, not fighting. So, like, it's not a boxing match. It's an NBA game. So you should never need to be that close. But if you do violate my space like that, I get to give you a forehead to the face. That's how, and I would have been like, I would have started a GoFundMe. Oh, put the brooms away. They got lucky. Channing Frye, sweeping him up. What was the picture in his hand there? Is he carrying like a little note with Giannis and Chris Middleton on it?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
He's got a little card, a little get well soon card. A little, maybe it's a gift card. You know what I want to imagine? That's a gift card to Carnival Cruise Line. And he's like, hey, enjoy your time off. I just put you guys on vacation.
And I'm not going to say that you did it and you had Chris Middleton gave him some influence yesterday to have a good game, but you kind of did. You gave him all your lucky coins and he went off.
Yes, I did. We should have brought that TikTok in here. Although there's a song in it and we'll probably get another notice from YouTube saying, hey, you guys can't play that knockoff 8 Mile track that you had in your TikTok video. But anybody who is watching, it's kind of a funny TikTok. Head on over there and check it out. I did what okay, for anybody who doesn't know, I say that Chris Middleton is the best player on the Bucks, and he made me look like an idiot for sure in games 1 and 2. And then in game 3, he bailed me out 35 and 15. The guy was a monster. But all the things that I do, the process I go through to make sure that my boy, Chris Middleton, is the best player on the Milwaukee Bucks. And he was in that game, and they won. So I'm victorious again.
Victorious!
He is victorious. I like the idea of him sending him on vacation. Yes. He's just like, whoosh, and then it just goes back. He's restoring balance to the NBA, which is like the exact opposite of what he's doing. This is Mike on the mic plugging you in with info from Disneyland.
I'm not supposed to put that on the screen.
That's funny. Well,
Bobby Whomper, guys. Bobby Whomper. Acting like Mike on the mic at Disneyland.
You had put that meme back up of Thanos, because this is not almost the exact opposite of what's happening. Because if this does work out, what's to stop this from just like happening again? Another guy acts like James Harden to get his way out of a situation, to go play with fill in the blank. Like, there we go. This is Mike on the mic from Disneyland. What are you doing at Disneyland? Huh? No, Mike, you shouldn't. Stick around. Mike, I want to know what ride you're in line for. You better be good. It better be good.
Mike, click on the link. Come on. Give us a tour of Disneyland. Show us what it's like right now. I did it at Dodger Stadium. Don't be scared, Mike. Don't be scared to go live at Disneyland, the happiest place on earth.
You know what's crazy is like we just have a picture of Thanos. We're not even saying anything about it, and more people are
Thanos.
To see what's going on.
You guys are watching right now. It's Thanos. that's how we must be that ugly, Tony, that people would rather see Thanos, a picture of Thanos, than me and you.
Oh, Thanos. Wow. Yeah. Thanos is the Buck, is the Nets, and that's what he's doing. He's erasing the Milwaukee Bucks. He's snapping his fingers and he's sending this team to oblivion. Coach Bud's head is going to roll. I think I'm all NBA playoff talked out. I do want to talk.
I had one more. I thought you were going to talk about the Jazz. I had
You
Napoleon
did.
Dynamite ready to dance with the jazz hands, but it's
Yeah.
cool. We can move on.
No, we can. I
I
am
already
down.
used it. I have no more memes. I
Here's
used all my jazz hands.
here's the thing. Real quick on the Jazz. The Jazz are for real. Everybody always makes excuses. Oh, the first round, it was because they played the Grizzlies. Oh no, the second round, they're playing the Clippers, who always flop. The the Jazz are a good basketball team. They play defense and they shoot the three, and they got playoff Donnie Mitchell. It's going. We want to bring in Mike on the mic from Disneyland. What's going on, brother?
See, look, I turned the camera because I'm not a rookie.
Nice.
Oh, good for you.
Do you have your headphones in?
No, I don't have any headphones on me.
Okay. All right. So we'll keep it PG here.
Which ride have you gone on so far?
We went on a haunted one. What's the rides we went on? Thunder
Wow.
Mountain, Space Mountain.
So you've been
a
on
little
all the
train,
mountains.
boat, ferry ride. I'm suspicious that the boat is fake and it's just kind of like on a track in the water. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I heard they made some changes to Small World. Could you go when you go through that one? Could you take some video and send it to me?
Okay, I think that we're going to that one soon, actually.
Yeah, they made some changes based on some things being outdated and racist, and I was like, okay, I
There
want
was
to
this
see.
cool Star Wars place that I hadn't been to before because I hadn't been here in a while. That's new, I guess. Like a whole world like Star Wars. You've been to like the Jurassic Park zone and Universal. It's like that for Star Wars here.
Okay. All right.
We bring
I'm not
Mike
even a nerd,
on, our
but-
ratings go down. Do you see that? Our
Yeah,
ratings
no.
go down when we bring Mike on.
Because we're talking about Disneyland on a sports show. That's what's happening. and
All
we're
right,
not
Mike.
even
Well, we'll
getting-
check in on you later, but just know that the Phoenix Suns going to win the NBA Finals.
No, it's going to be the Nets. You heard Bobby Wamper filling in for me while I was gone in the chat.
Mike, you're in Los Angeles, right? You're in Disneyland in Los Angeles.
Ish,
Yell
yeah.
out right now. Just yell out. Let's go Clippers and see how many people turn around.
No one's going to turn around.
Huh?
I've seen so much Lakers gear. I've seen some Raiders gear. Oh, there's a guy in a Jets jersey. Let's see if I can flip my camera around.
So we've seen
Nah.
more Jets,
I don't think I can.
more Lakers, and more Raiders than you've seen Clipper gear, and the Clippers are still alive in the playoffs.
Yeah, I've seen more Lakers, some Raiders, a lot of Patriots fans here at Disneyland today.
not one Clippers fan.
No, I haven't seen a single Clippers fan. Is there any Clippers fans here?
Find us
No
one.
one raised
Can
their
you
hand.
find,
There's at least 200 people within yelling distance.
find us one Clipper fan. Can we find one Clipper fan? Bring them on now.
Clipper fans. No. This place is loaded with Anaheimites too. There should be some Clipper fans here.
Wow.
Where do we go?
We tried, Tony. We tried to go to LA. We tried to get the Clipper fans, but they're not there.
There's no one here that likes the Clippers. I'm telling you, there's got to be at least 200 people within shouting distance. Not a single person raised their
Can
hand.
they hear us? If we yell, can they hear us?
Yeah, they can actually yell.
Of course they.
Clippers! Clipper fans, where you at?
Are you Oh, he said the Clippers suck. He didn't say he was a Clippers fan. My bad.
Oh man. Well, yes,
So
the
we got
Clippers are
one
done
guy.
anyways. The Clippers are done.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go.
All right, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
How are we doing?
Enjoy this.
We couldn't find one guy. One guy, Tony, is all we were looking for.
No, if they did, they were probably on the Steve Ballmer payroll or, friends and family of somebody on the team. There's not a lot of Clipper fans in LA. I happen to have a family member who is one, and guess what? He works for the team. Like he's one of those guys who like hands out like raffle tickets or like the jerseys like on giveaway nights. Like he's one of those people that like he's part of the what do they call it? The rally team or cheer squad or whatever they are. He's one of those guys that like goes and he works half the games and then he sells his tickets, to the other half and then he goes to the games. But he's a good Clippers fan. He keeps calling me and telling me this series is just getting started. The Clippers are going to win on tomorrow when they come home. I'm like, no, they're not. They're done. They're done. They had chances to win both games, the first two games, and they lost leads in both of those games in Utah. They needed those. It's not going to happen again. Let's talk baseball. I'm sorry that I had you waste those Jazz hands memes. We'll bring them back on another.
Well, last time I did that, remember I had one meme that I didn't get to use, or a video, and it was Jackson Mahomes, and it got us copyrighted and all that. So
yes, maybe Napoleon Dynamite would have sent us a nasty letter had you done that. I do want to talk about the MLB scandal or whatever, because that is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
You mean on the next episode of Cheaters? Major League Baseball.
You know what I love about Cheaters? It's one of those shows where you're like, who watches this guy? This is so terrible. I can't find the remote. Half hour later, I'm still watching the show because I'm like, I want to know what's going to happen to this guy. Is he going to get caught? And his girlfriend always comes out. She just starts smacking him in public for cheating. But I used to do the same thing with Jerry Springer. I stand up for cheating. AJ Hinch. That's right. I'll cheat and then I'll get another job in 18 months because the MLB won't do anything about it. The MLB, which I heard you guys talking about, was it on Friday Night Wars or was it when you guys filled in for me on Wednesday, maybe on the live show?
Yeah, it was Wednesday on the live show.
Talking about the idea that like the MLB knows about the cheating, but they're just sort of like, is that Pedro Martinez?
No, it's not Pedro Martinez. It was one of the pitchers for the Yankees back in the day. It's the only one I could find with pine tar on his hand. CC
Sabathia, probably. It's, of course, everybody's cheating. Everybody's trying to gain competitive advantages. Like,
yes,
even if you take away this stuff from them, you can't take away from them, like, you know, like, what are you going to say if the pitcher wants to put a little ball gravy on it? You know, like, you're not going to do any, they're going to find ways to get sweat, to get something on the ball that is going to give them a little bit of an advantage. But that, what was it? Garrett Cole was the pitcher in the, in the interview. You have to deny that shit. He needs to go to the Bonds and Clemens school of full on denial. When somebody asks you a question like that, you can't just pause like you got caught stealing something. You have to like be like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that to the game because it means that much. Listen and get indignant about it. I've been playing this game that I love, a game meant for children. I love this game. Just keep saying I love this game and then go, I would almost never do anything like that. And like slowly start to leak in ways around that you can say that I never actually denied it. Just talk about how much you love the game. You cannot sit there and freeze like your mom just walked in on you beating off. Like he froze for like a full 5 seconds and then goes, I don't even know how to answer that. It's a simple yes or no question. Like it was a poorly worded question. And he was just like, I don't even know how to answer that. Sorry, Garrett. Wrong answer.
Like, dude, like, deny it. Yep. Like, wait, like, don't you just gave your damn self up. And I think I got it for us. I think I could get it for us right now. That's what I was kind of like Garrett Cole right now.
Every single person during the steroids era, go back and watch them being asked if they're using steroids. And the first time they're always like, no, I wouldn't do it. And I'm telling you, the best way around denying something, never talk about it. Talk about how much you love that one thing. It's always good. Yeah. A guy cheats on his wife. Don't go, no. Just be like, I love you so much. You're
What's up, Nick Mack?
To me. You are my sun, my star, my moon. I wake up in the morning and think about you, girl.
Got it for you, Tony.
And have you ever used spider tap while pitching?
I don't.
Today, Junior?
I don't know. I don't know if. I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. I mean.
that age. Oh, I love that.
I don't know how to answer it. You know what the answer to that is? Yes. You might as well just come out and say, yes, I have. Yes, I have, because
holy shit. Oh my gosh. It's the worst response ever. And here's the thing. You can admit it. he doesn't have to deny. I've been giving him advice to just deny it. Like, sure, let somebody else will get confronted about it in a week later and let them handle the question. But
Yeah.
if you just admit it, anything but
You still on the Adam Sandler?
oh my gosh, yo, that was whoever made that is fantastic.
Yeah, but I did a little rant on it too, and I said that Major League Major League Baseball has come out and said they know the pitchers that are using have this substance. They know if it's on their right hip, they know if it's on their left hip, they know if it's on their hat, they know where it's at, right? But they instructed they put it all out there, and they instructed the umpires to wait until the inning's over, until the pitcher's going to come out of the game, then go check them. So you're giving the pitchers all these heads up because why? You don't want them to get caught. Major League Baseball, Tony, I don't know if you know this, a couple years ago, changed the way the baseball is, right? They changed the laces, they changed it up a little bit. And during that time, a lot of the pitchers came out and they said the ball's too slick. We can't get grips on the ball. It's too hard for us to make good pitches. Home runs went up. Crazy. Then pitchers had to make their adjustments, right? If it's cheating, a little bit of cheating, right? They put dirt on it. They lick their fingers, whatever, the sunblock, whatever they need to do to put it on there to do it. And now the home runs, and we've seen the most no hits. Like, they've already tied the most no hits in a season this year. So that's where Major League Baseball's like, hey, our hitters aren't hitting. What sells it? Chicks dig the long ball, right? So we got to go after the pitchers. But they've been doing this for years.
Yeah, and my thing has always been like, if a guy wants to take steroids, if he wants that competitive advantage and he knows what risk he's taking, then I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not saying that MLB should be like injecting them, like we do with food or other. That's going down a road I shouldn't go down. What I'm saying is this. If MLB players want to take steroids, then I don't care. It's not cheating to me. Like, let them get out there and entertain. I don't care if it's the pitchers, the hitters, or whoever it is. Like, just understand that we now play in a game where these guys are taking supplements, creatines, anabolic, whatever it is they're doing. I just want to be entertained. It's a form of entertainment. I don't like the sanctity side of things, right? Because if we look at the NFL, a lot of the rules and things that were happening when I was a kid, a lot of those things don't exist anymore. And the same thing goes with the NBA, because they're trying to make it a more TV-friendly product. They're trying to give us this thing. And baseball seems to do anything but trying to make it TV-friendly. And when there's no hits, all of a sudden baseball is starting to become like soccer to me. No, Manfred, I am not entertained. I am not entertained by Garrett Cole giving up one hit and going 8 innings and striking out a dozen. Like, I just don't care about that. I want to see outfielders having to try and make athletic plays. I want to see athleticism, not strikeouts.
Sorry, Rob Manfred deserves it. He deserves every bashing that we can give him. The dude is the worst commissioner. He referred to the World Series trophy as a piece of metal. Come on. They actually make those shirts in LA because the Dodgers wear them now. Some of the Dodgers have them, and it says "Piece of Metal Champions 2020."
I love that. I mean,
but yeah,
there's no need to degrade the trophy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what was he trying to gain from that?
Well, he when he did that, he was talking about the Astros scandal, and like people were saying like they should take the trophy away from the Astros and stuff. And he goes, "It's just a piece of metal. What's it gonna do?" And that like shocked a lot of people. Like, that right? Come on, that's the World Series trophy. That's what people put their life on the line. They worked their whole life for that piece of metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I get where he's going with it, because in the end, it is just a piece of metal. And we don't know. Right now we don't know who won the World Series in 1943. Like, who won the piece of metal that he just dumped straight down the shirt. If I was a professional, I'd take you off the screen, and I'm not. Again, this is the second time this show I've left you hanging in a bad spot. One, frozen in a compromised position, and this time you dump your muscle milk down the front of your face.
I hope you guys like it. I do everything for this. It's entertainment right there. A little bit of coffee all over.
Well, if you don't cut it, I will, and that will be on our social media. Baseball is definitely making a mistake. And just to transition into the last topic, college football is doing the exact opposite of making a mistake, as they're talking about making it a 12-team college playoff by the year 2023. And I like this because I'm not a huge college football fan. I'll watch big Michigan game, big Michigan State game, and cheer for them just because it's something that my grandfather drilled into me when I was younger. But I don't really care about college football until the playoff starts. And that's
Yeah.
when I watch these games more closely. And if you're telling me now that there's a couple football games where teams could be fighting their way into the playoff, I'm going to start tuning into more college football games. The problem that I have is we need to start paying these guys, these kids, these athletes in college football for sure, and probably in college basketball. But if they're making this much money, like they need to start getting it, because this idea that we can stop these college athletes from getting paid, who's to say these guys aren't getting Bitcoin? Like we now have entered into a world with cryptocurrencies, and they could just say like, hey, you know what? We'll slide you this. We know a guy who can transfer it on the other end. Boom, bang, bada boom, bada bang. I know a guy. And then all of a sudden we moved on. Like that's how easy it is.
Are we still like trying to believe that football players don't get money?
Oh,
Is
no,
that
no.
what we're?
Not this guy.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we already know. You saw it in the movie The Program. They give them the boosters. Will give them. They'll get their money. Johnny Manziel, I think, has finally came out and said that he was making money while in college, signing stuff. So let them profit off themselves, right? Because how many of the people in college actually make it to the NFL?
Oh, Joe, that's to me, that's a different story. Like the fact that the NCAA could try to regulate what you could do with your likeness. Like if Johnny Manziel is signing footballs and selling them on eBay or to whoever, he's just got a black market, out of the back of his Eldorado, then that to me, that's fine. People are willing to pay for it. He should be able to have his own sort of Etsy store with Johnny Manziel, game worn jock from Johnny Manziel. He should be able to do that. There should be no problem. I'm talking about a booster coming up, sliding you an envelope of cash with $100K in it and saying, hey, if you pick the Longhorns, there's more where this came from. That sort of stuff to me, that will always be a part of recruiting high profile athletes. And now they're doing it with untraceable money. Like, why wouldn't you? It's the easiest way to go about it, to say, hey, what do you know about Ethereum coin? And the young kid is just like, I don't know anything about it. And they're like, hey, I just put this amount of money into a crypto wallet for you. And now all you have to do is contact this guy, Crypto Kenny, and he's going to transfer it over into something else. And now you have a bunch of money and it's untraceable. Nobody ever knows where it came from, but it came from there. But the kids should be getting paid. And if you're going to ask these kids to play, some of them to play 16 games or more and risk their NFL futures, because when you get to the championship rounds of college football, a lot of those kids are going to be looking at next level careers. And now all of a sudden they tear an ACL in the semifinal of the college football playoff and they've got nothing to show for it. But the NCAA keeps making hand over fist because the NCAA is going to make so much money off of a 12-game playoff.
Exactly.
But I'm here for the entertainment. But I don't want to see young kids getting ripped off, getting their futures taken away from them because college football is trying to make more and more money and then penalizing young kids and taking things away. I don't particularly like Reggie Bush, but I didn't want to see him get his Heisman taken away.
I guess. Let's see. I got something for you for college football. The scheduling. You said they want to go bigger, right? They want to go to 12 games.
Yeah.
Well, back in this guy's day, they only had 2 playoff teams, Yale and Harvard.
Yes, they did. Hell yeah. They really did. Like back in the days of the Leatherhead, like they could have never imagined that professional sports would be what it is right now. Like the NFL is going to move towards being like a $1 trillion organization by, by the time I'm as old as the guy in that photo, the NFL will be like $1 trillion, whatever it is. They're already at what, like $50 billion a year annual revenue. It's just insane. And now college football is going to go this way. And you hear people from these smaller conferences being excited about it. And it's like, you should be excited. Your kids are going to get a chance to get slaughtered by the teams that are stacked. By this guy right here.
Yes. This guy's going to, he doesn't care. North Dakota State, go ahead and make the playoffs because he'll tear you up.
Because he's getting all the 5-star. His 5-star kids are backed up by 5-star kids. Whereas you may have 2 5-star kids on your team. He's 2 deep 5-star athletes all the way down. Like this man rocks jewelry that we can only dream about. Like he's hanging out with Versace. Live look at the college football playoff committee.
It doesn't matter who they put in, because why? At the end of the day, who's walking away with the ring? Doesn't matter if we have 4 teams in the college playoffs, or if we have 12, or we have 64. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, Tony.
Well, so then that speaks to a bigger issue that I wouldn't mind debating. There it is. Is whether like how this works with like, should we eventually just pick the top 64 college football schools and have a draft, like a high school draft? The problem is that you then you really have to compensate these kids, because these kids should have the freedom to go do and play wherever they want.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they're basing that idea of their future on, well, I mean, Trent Richardson wasn't even that good, and he made a boatload of cash running into the backs of his offensive linemen for the Colts and the Browns and whoever else. So why don't I just go to Alabama and play football?
Yeah. You just having that name that you played at Alabama gets you so far in life, and people overdraft you because you went to Alabama. And so of course you said, like, you're going to go back up the backups of backup. Mac Jones went first round. He was backing up who? Tua, who went first round. Who backed up who for a while? Jalen Hurts, who's all in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, A.J. McCarron, was that his name? I feel like there's a McCarran Airport, but I don't know. You guys know who I'm talking about. He played in the NFL. Like you just get to go to the next level if you play at some of these institutions. And I would like to see, like we will root for the day when Alabama, the 1 seed, gets knocked off by the 12 seed. Like that'll be a fun Saturday evening of football when all of a sudden, bolsters, Appalachian State, whatever they're called, mountain climbers come running in and knock off Alabama in the first round. This is the sad thing that I joked about with my brother is they can add 12 teams and Michigan's still not making it to the playoff. And we were just so bummed about it. It was like, if they add 12 teams into a playoff and Jim Harbaugh still can't get him in, we're good. We can move on.
Yeah. Jim Harbaugh's, he's done. He's done.
No, he's going back to the NFL.
Today, Junior.
Today, that is whoever put that edit together. I completely forgot about that clip from Billy Madison.
It worked out good. It's a Friday afternoon. I hope I did a good job today, Tony.
Great.
I tried.
Great. We would have had a ton of fun with the Napoleon Dynamite meme too if I hadn't messed it up. If I had just remembered the show that I planned. Yeah.
I actually showed my daughter Napoleon Dynamite. I didn't mean to show her. I was watching it for some reason. I just turned it on, and she just sat there and looked at me like I was the dumbest person in the world. Like, how are you watching this show or this movie right now?
I had a similar issue. It was on. I think it was on, and it was like maybe 2/3 of the way through, and my oldest son sat down for a second because he knows the memes and the references from the internet, but
Uh-huh.
he was very much sort of like, "Why are you watching this? What are you getting?" Like, but you kind of had to be at that moment, at that time, and it just captured, and it hit the zeitgeist at the perfect time, and it just was a hit.
See,
Perfect.
I don't remember when it came out, but I want to say I was still working at Blockbuster Video. Yeah, I worked there, Tony. What's up? Say it. Say it in my face.
I hate
But-
Blockbuster. I have a story about that.
Okay. Yeah. Keep talking. Keep talking. See what happens. But I think I was working, and Napoleon Dynamite's one of those movies you put in, and then you watch it, and you're like, what the hell did I just watch? And then later on, you're thinking about the scenes, and you start laughing, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to watch this damn movie again. And that's where it gets you. There's a couple movies like that, but that's one of those that the first time you watched it, you probably hated it.
No, I didn't hate it. I was pretty stoned the first time I saw that movie, and I was just like, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the most, because it's the obscurity, right? It's like, it's just so weird and random, all of it, that it all adds up. Now, if they had grounded more stuff in reality, I'm gonna get nerdy film talk, but like, then it wouldn't have made sense. But they stayed in that same fun world the whole movie, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Blockbuster, quick story to leave on a Friday with. I had rented a movie there. I think it was like Hot Rod with Andy Samberg or something like that from Blockbuster. And I was dating a girl at the time who lived in Palm Springs, which is like 2 hours away. I rented the movie on a Friday, and it was a 2-day rental. I didn't go back out to visit her for 2 weeks. I then get a call like 17 days into the rental from them, and they say, you owe us in late fees $53.48 for this movie. And I was like, the movie itself, it cost $12. They said, yeah, but you cost us money because it wasn't on our shelves to rent it. And I was like, well, could you please show me how many people came in to rent it? I know you have another copy. Was that copy also rented out? And they said, sir, doesn't work like that. You took money away from us. And I said, I will never pay you $53 again. And they said, well, then you'll never rent a movie at Blockbuster. I never rented another movie from Blockbuster. I vowed to buy that Blockbuster and bulldoze it to the ground. I never got to live out that dream. But about 6 years later, welcome to life after late fees. That's what I thought I had, Joe. I thought there was supposed to be no more late fees. And they hit me with a bill for like $38. $58.
Damn.
It was $53.38. That's the number that's coming into my head. $53.
Well, the problem is you didn't come to my Blockbuster, and I probably shouldn't be saying this on air, but I'm probably one of the reasons Blockbuster went bankrupt and they're out of the business because I took everybody's late fees off. You walk in, you say, I don't want to pay my late fees. I'm like, okay, I got you.
Joe, had you bargained with me, I would have probably given you $25. But the fact that they dug in on getting this money, Joe, they then sent me to collections, right? It went to collections. At one point, I think I ended up having to pay collections almost $90-something because I refused to pay Blockbuster. But I was happier to pay collections than I was. I was not giving a penny to Blockbuster.
That's an expensive date if you think about it.
Oh yeah, it was dumb, and it was a very full. But that's the kind of person I am. I'll take it with me, and I will move on, and no more.
And that's what you get, Blockbuster Video. Tony Tucker's still alive. Blockbuster Video's gone.
I think there's one Blockbuster left. It's like the original Blockbuster somewhere.
Yeah, and then I think Netflix just did a documentary. Let's think about that. Netflix did a documentary on a company that they took down.
Yeah. Well, it was that way for a minute, though, right? Couldn't you order movies from them? The Netflix, like, couldn't you?
Well, Blockbuster had their own. But when I was still there, they had Blockbuster Online, which they did it just like Netflix. Netflix actually went to Blockbuster and said, hey, do you want to buy us out or something like that? And Blockbuster said, no, we're going to beat you. And they made their own. And then Netflix ended up killing them.
Oh, sweet, sweet Netflix. Speaking of which, Joe, it's 6:00. I got to go make dinner. Have a good weekend. We've whittled it down to one remaining person. So I hope that one person has a great weekend. And we appreciate you. And I'm just going to pretend like you stayed here for the whole entire hour and enjoyed this with us. Joe, anything else you want to plug? Friday Night Wars? No? We got the In the Cage came out. Tomorrow we got Fantasy Football Boot Camp. Nobody's here. Let's just go home sadly, Joe. Let's go home sad.
Bye, guys.
Sad faces. Let's be as sad as we can while we play this music.